Hello from the Hack Shack right here in Los Angeles. My name is Johnny and I support horror. First and foremost, just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone who subscribed to my channel. We recently hit over 200 subscribers and I think that's just awesome. I want to keep growing this channel, so thank you so much. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm a little late on getting a new video out because I've been sick. Now that that's over, I'm going to be uploading on the regular, hopefully every week. I want to do a video a week just for you. I may sound a little nasally today, more than I usually do, but we're gonna get through it. In case you're new to this channel, I just want you to know I don't do any major spoilers for any of my reviews. I just take you through a quick plot of the movie, tell you a few things that I like about it, and maybe a few things that I didn't care for, and then we're out of here. Does that sound good? Okay, cool. Today I'm going to be taking you deep into the woods and reviewing Gretel and Hansel, so let's go. Do you all remember the story of Hansel and Gretel? I think I learned it at a pretty young age, maybe in kindergarten or something, and it was pretty dark, but I didn't think anything of it. The story was basically like there was a stepmother that had two kids, Hansel and Gretel, and she wanted them out of the house because the famine hit and she was afraid there wasn't going to be enough food for her and her husband, so she told the kids, hey, go kick rocks. Exiled in the forest now, the kids come upon a house made of gingerbread and cookies and candy. They find out a witch lives there and she wants to snack on those kids. Eventually, Gretel knows what's up and is like, not today, Satan, tricks the witch to climb into the oven where she burns to death. Hansel and Gretel then steal all the witch's shit, all the treasures and stuff, haul it back to their old house where the stepmother has now died. Awesome. And they live happily ever after with Dad. Sounds like a Lifetime movie. But let's flip the script here now and talk Gretel and Hansel. Gretel and Hansel is a dark fantasy horror film based on the folklore tale Hansel and Gretel that I so eloquently described just moments ago. This movie is directed by Oz Perkins and written by Rob Hayes. Oz Perkins is a director, writer, and actor, and when looking into his credits, I found something interesting. I found that his very first acting role was in the 1983's Psycho 2 as young Norman Bates. He also wrote and directed a favorite of mine, The Black Coat's Daughter from 2015. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, put it on your list. Gretel and Hansel stars Sophia Lillis as Gretel, most recognizable I think as Beverly Marsh from It and It Chapter 2. The little boy Hansel is played by Samuel Leakey, and the witch, aka Hulda, is played by the lovely Alice Krige. The plot is somewhat similar to the old fairy tale, but does have some differences. Gretel and Hansel's mom is a little bit crazy and she's like, not enough food, so you should leave. So Gretel and Hansel set out for the woods in search of food and work. Famished, barely surviving, they come upon this house, this very dark and grim house in the shape of a triangle. And when we are taken inside, we find out it is much larger than it looks than the outside. But you know, a witch lives there, so magic. I think they did that to mess with their heads purposely. It's there where they meet Hulda, an older woman who agrees to take them in, feed them, shelter them for a while, in exchange for them doing chores. Gretel discovers there's a few sinister things going on in the house, and we will just stop there to avoid any major spoilers. This is just one of those movies where I believe I need to see it a second time, because I believe I will like it more if I see it again, and I'll tell you why. The way the film was shot and the visuals were stunning, it was the story that I think lacked a little bit. It was more bare bones. But it was how they used the angles, lighting, surroundings to help amplify the beauty and dark-natured tone of this film. I know, you're saying, duh, Johnny, that's cinematography. I gotcha. Let me give you an example. There are a few shots before Gretel and Hansel make it to the witch's house where they are just chilling in the woods. They like to do this close-up shot of our character, slightly angled up, so that it appeared that the trees in the background were massive and sort of looming over them. It gives you that feeling that they're being watched by somebody. Like something or somebody is near, breathing down their neck, and you just can't see them. Another example showcased just how good the use of lighting and shadows set the mood in the scene. There were a few sequences where Gretel, Hansel, and Hulda would be sitting at the dinner table either eating or playing chess or something. Usually it wouldn't show them all together within the same frame. They would be on one character and then cut to another character and then cut to the other. And in each shot, they would have these eerie colors like a deep orange, a little bit of red in there, contrasted against a hazy blue that would be in the background. That lighting, coupled with heavy shadow on just one side of the face, especially with Hulda, the witch, gave you this wicked, unnerving tone, and they set it up so nicely in all of the shots. As for the story, the tale, it was more bare bones, like I said. It wasn't until around 40 or 45 minutes into the movie that Gretel starts discovering things, asking questions in her head, and we're already halfway done with the movie. However, with only about 15 minutes left in the movie, we get these very cool sequences and get these answers, most of the answers that we were looking for. For example, how the witch always had an abundance of food just ready to go all the time with zero refrigeration and a supposed famine going on. By the way, the answer to that is very gross and awesome at the same time. You'll see. And when I saw that most of my questions about the film were answered in that last 15 minutes or so, I thought, oh man, like knowing what I know now, would I like the first 2/3 of the film better if I saw it a second time? So I'm definitely going to watch it again very soon. As for the acting, the kids were great, but I really dug the acting of Alice Krige, the witch. The way she moved and spoke and manipulated, it was something very special. And I love it when a character has a quirk or a physical object that sets them apart from others, that makes them unique. In Dr. Sleep with Rose the Hat, it was her freaking hat. In Hereditary with Charlie, it was the whole thing she would always do. In Gretel and Hansel, it was the witch's fingers. And I won't say what it is about her fingers that sets her apart, you'll just have to go see it. My final thoughts on the film are this. Gretel and Hansel is a slow burn that capitalizes on its amazing cinematography and set design. And just like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark that was geared more towards youth, I believe that we have a similar situation here with Gretel and Hansel. However, this film was a little bit darker than Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, but nothing that a 13 or 14-year-old couldn't handle. And like I said earlier, I'd like the story to be fleshed out a little bit more. For example, maybe the kids could have gotten to the house a little bit sooner, and Gretel could have slowly discovered more things and had a stronger relationship with the witch. But my advice to you, what always my advice is, go see this movie. And that's my time, friends. Thank you so much for coming by my channel and watching my review of Gretel and Hansel. Please feel free to comment in the comment section about Gretel and Hansel if you've seen the film, or if you're excited to see it and you haven't seen it yet, or just any comments in general. I love hearing from you. And let's be friends to the end, people. You know you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Horror Hack. Once again, my name is Johnny. Keep supporting horror, and this has been one hack of a show.